Hello, and welcome to Dan's Model Works today. As promised in my earlier video, I'm showing you my CF-100 Mark V Canuck. Now that all the decals are on it and the final assembly is done. This is in 1/48 scale. It's made by Hobbycraft. I'm sure there's still a few of these kits around on the second-hand market or possibly on the shelves of your hobby shop. It's not the most detailed kit. Those who watched the earlier video on decaling will recall that there is nothing inside the wheel wells. The panel lines are a little deep, but overall it captures the lines of a Canuck quite nicely. And you can tell it's a Mark V because it has the extended wingspan. This section right here. As well, the Mark V had no gun armament. The only armament it had was in the pods on the wingtips. What it had was the US Mighty Mouse rocket system. So when it fired those off, the caps on those pods would be blowing free. I don't recall just exactly how many rockets it carried. The plane was finished in Tester's silver. Then I came back in with Tester's Model Master chrome silver in various spots, Tester's steel, and flat aluminum by Tamiya, and Tamiya chrome silver. I picked out various different panels. And we'll go down low so that you can see the tall stance that the Canuck has. Those who are familiar with the CF-105 Arrow will know that that plane was very tall when it was on the ground as well. I don't know if that was part of the RCAF requirement. Quite possibly they were concerned about operating off of rough fields, and they didn't want to have the risk of foreign object ingestion. Piece of trivia that you may not be aware of about the CF-100. It was the first straight-winged aircraft to exceed the speed of sound in a dive. There was no way this thing was going to go supersonic during level flight, but like the Sabre jet, it could go supersonic when you put it into a dive. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Canuck, or the Clunk as it was affectionately known as, it was a very large fighter plane. How big? I'd like to put a Sabre next to it, but I don't have one built yet. So we will put a CF-104 Starfighter next to it. As you can see, it almost looks like they're of a different scale, but they are both the same scale, 1/48 scale. And those of you who are thinking, well, why put a little missile with a man in it next to it? I think most people will agree that the 104 Phantom is a large plane. Even next to A Phantom. This is a huge aircraft. Okay, so thanks for joining me today, and see you again on Dan's Model Works.